All right, welcome to Smokey Approved Korea. I'm your boy Journalist, and on this one, you have, if you watch the channel, you know the audio on my channel changes quite often, and I don't get it right a lot, despite working the music. But Josh took the mic that I typically use, so I have to use this one, and it's like the backup one that we like record music with. So I tried to get it as good as I can, but let me know if it sucks. But yeah, that's just get that disclaimer out the way. But we are here for some more Boris City Magazine. You guys want me to check out some more? I'm happy to watch Boris stuff. And I picked the I miss BTS old sound excuse. Why I'm watching this one is somebody who has no earthly idea what the old or new or what the sound is. Bro's just making music. Like, that's what the man do. I don't know what the sound is, so I don't know how this excuse has come about. So that's how I figured I could watch it to actually be, I guess, something that would be interesting. So yeah, she can probably explain it to me what I don't know, and I'm down for that. So yeah, let's get into this. Thank you guys for joining me. If you could please hit that like, subscribe, Patreon's in the description, and let's get into it.
No matter which kind of music you listen to, you've most probably heard these phrases. These artists fell off. They've gone mainstream. They are not the same. I miss their old sound. This is a pretty common narrative applied to most music artists, and the biggest group in the world is not exempted from this criticism. Change in music is very rarely welcome, because as you can see, these phrases all.
Is it just me, or the audio is coming out of only the left speaker? If that's the case, cool. But I don't know. Y'all let me know. But if that's how it's coming to my ears right now, and I don't know why.
Always come with a negative connotation. This phenomenon is very common because change is uncomfortable. People resist change because it takes us out of our comfort zone. But change is human, and artists are human too. This is more obvious with the artists who are very connected to their art and their artistic decisions, because their changes of opinion, lifestyle, or artistic preferences will be reflected in their art. These changes will be reflected in their sound. In K-pop, for example, music labels know the negative reception change can have on listeners, so they avoid it. This sameness has worked in some of the biggest groups in K-pop. K-pop labels create an image for their groups that come.
Them two, see, for teens, I remember being a teenager. I like that shit. Noisy, you can get the fuck. I don't know how, why. I've never had that part of my soul ever wanted to be stirred. Disorienting, I probably can get into it. And the EDM, depending on the person playing it, and then if it's actually any good. That's how I look at these.
With one specific sound. This sound becomes their thing, and they avoid changing it. However, BTS is a little more transparent and raw than that. BTS's sound direction over the years has been a little bit of a mess, for a lack of a better word. BTS started with one sound, then they changed it to something else. Then they evolved their first sound, then they started a new one, then another one, then they evolved an old one, and so on. BTS's music changed from rebellious to romantic, from angry to sad, from sexy to inspirational. Change is part of BTS's life, and they will show it in their songs, even if these changes are dramatic. The result is art that is painful, cruel, but also fun and beautiful. This is why I believe the phrase "I miss BTS's old sound" is just an excuse.
I would say also, I can't remember the exact Jay-Z quote, or it's like a bar Jay-Z said, but it's like, yo, if you want to hear my old shit, then go buy my old shit. Like, the fuck? Like, I gotta make something new. That's at least how I look at this when it comes to, if I want your old sound, I just go listen to your old sound. I look for an artist to make something that it doesn't even have to be current, but what is your next artistic expression musically? That's what I'm looking for. And was it your best attempt, and did you do that? If you did that, I'm down. If not, I don't know what to tell you.
Just like many artists, BTS has gone through many changes that fans refer to as eras. One thing that I wanted to highlight is that when people complain about BTS's new eras and say they miss their old ones, they usually mean that they miss one of their old sounds, because their composition is not addressed as much. The messages are not at all the same as they used to be, but you won't see people praising or criticizing their change of lyrics, because it's not easy. Judging sound is easy and convenient. If you go beyond the sound and the aesthetics, you will notice that BTS's lyrics change accordingly. When BTS was in high school or just graduated from high school, their lyrics and sound were rebellious and youthful. So obviously, their school trilogy reflected their lives and thoughts in school. As they transitioned into adulthood, the rebelliousness in school transformed into rebelliousness in society and life. The result is Dark and Wild, an angrier album with heavier rock sounds. In their youth era, they led
I gotta listen to Wake Up next, I guess. But yeah, that's where I'm at in the timeline. I'm not even close, man. There's so many other songs that aren't even on the screen.
What it's like being an adult, so they reflect on life and youth. However, the more independent you get, the more you notice the difficulties of adulthood. Themes like temptation, violence, the darkest aspects of society, and the search for freedom are the main themes of the Wings era. The healing of these traumas is more visible in their Love Yourself trilogy, an era with tons of reflection and inspirational messages. After accepting themselves and building confidence, the BTS members ask themselves, who am I? In the Map of the Soul era. These albums are an exploration of self-identity, both as humans and artists. Then the pandemic started, so their confusions, worries, coping mechanisms, and messages of hope of the future are reflected in the B era, which includes both uplifting and distracting songs and an intricate album describing their pandemic experience. Finally, before starting their mandatory military service, BTS released a compilation album of their most representative Japanese songs and an anthology album which compiles the songs that represent the members as a group, as solo artists, and as people. This anthology album,
that's a masterful stroke. It's steroids, but it's a master play. We're all going to do solo bits, or a lot of solo stuff happens during this time. But as a group,
also has 3 new songs.
Flood the stock. Pump it. Pump it. It's going.
Comeback and future after their military service. On the side, the BTS members released solo projects that reflected their personal journeys as well. My point is that just like all of us, BTS has gone through many changes in their lives, and they will not hide these changes in their artistic expression. To the contrary, they will reflect their personal changes in their music. In the past 11 years, BTS has made music as teenagers, young adults, and now they continue making music as they enter their 30s. This range of age is so important in someone's life because change will happen, and I think it's beautiful that BTS has never hidden the multiple changes in their lives. They actually highlight and celebrate change. Over the years, people have criticized BTS's quote-unquote new artistic direction, but as you can see, there was never an old sound and a new sound. Change is a core part of BTS's discography. If one year they released a new sound, in the next year or even in the next months, they will release other sounds. There's no before and after, just constant change. Another thing about the BTS eras is that although they usually reflect one sentiment or overall vibe, the sound also changes within the same era or the same album. Here's one example. Some people have this idea of the Youth trilogy as this era with soft songs and angelical voices. This era is more recognizable for their sentimental view of life. Forever, we are young. After this era, they released Wings, which was more angsty and even seductive. Then, the Love Yourself trilogy included more songs with EDM influences. Their next eras, Love Yourself, Map of the Soul, and B, included fun and happy songs people can dance to. So, I can say that I miss the sentimental view of life BTS had before. Now, they have these other sounds that I don't like. They fell off. What I just did there was nitpicking. I picked and chose certain songs to create the narrative that BTS had a before and an after in their music. In reality, the Youth trilogy is more than just soft songs with a sentimental view of life. The Youth era also had the angsty message with a seductive sound from their future Wings era. The Youth era had the EDM sound they would then evolve in their Love Yourself era.
Is that the one song I liked where it was V, Jimin, and my little nigga on stage all at the same time? Because that was an absolute tune. I like this one.
And the Youth era did have fun and happy songs people can dance to. The same way, people pick and choose certain songs from any BTS era and claim this was their old sound. This is an excuse to criticize everything new BTS releases. But this makes no sense because their projects don't have one and only one sound. Their rebelliousness and anger from their School Trilogy and Dark and Wild remain throughout all of their recent eras. Their sentimental view of life from the youth era remains throughout the recent eras as well. This also happens with their solo projects. For example, in one year, J-Hope produced 2 albums with different hip-hop sounds. A more modern, mostly aggressive hip-hop with a rock vibe, and a street dance hip-hop inspired by his childhood. Although he released the first album in 2022 and the second one in 2024, he made both albums within the same year. He only released his second album later because of his military service. So as you can...
I would also just like to highlight how far into the future that person is, just in a vacuum. We wrote it in, 2000, released in 2022 to 2024. Like, what the hell? Like, I don't think people really understand how old the music that we as artists give out compared to, like, if you're really getting something I did recently, that means I really gotta love it. But shit be old. It be new to y'all. It be old to us. That's why, like, I really gotta commend some artists, because I understand that by the time people love it, we hate it. But we knew you would love it, and this is exactly what we wanted. So we put the song out, and we have to go now sing and dance because people want to go hear those songs. Good song as well. I like that song.
You can see an artist or any person may experience changes within the same year. And just like J-Hope, it's very difficult for a person to have one sound or style. You don't watch the same genre of movie all the time, and you don't like just one flavor, you like a bunch. Personalities and preferences are complicated, so true artistic expression is complicated as well. Them a lot of worldwide fans. So, of course, when they changed their sound, people kept saying that they miss the art from Blood, Sweat and Tears. They don't find it in DNA, they don't find it in Mic Drop, they don't find it in Boy With Love. But I know that the ones who loved Blood, Sweat and Tears in 2016 would have loved Black Swan in 2020. People, sometimes unintentionally, create their own BTS by highlighting their favorite sound and ignoring the rest. This is how they create a dishonest before and after. Sometimes people are unconsciously in the lookout for change to criticize it. For example, there's this popular tweet of a BTS fan saying that they miss the old BTS. They tweeted this in November of 2013, and BTS debuted in June of 2013. Not even 6 months into their career, and they are already receiving these comments. I think this goes back to our own idealized perceptions of music. This is also the reason why every generation says that they miss the music from back in their days. That was actual good music. That was real music. Everything new is just not the same. They create this perception because it's how they first discovered, perceived, and enjoyed music.
I would, at least for my finding BTS, I think the way I found them has made it to where my journey to some may seem like I'm like hypercritical sometimes, or like I may not rock with the boys like that, but I'm always in the seat of what the fuck am I experiencing? Because I didn't know when I first started, and I still don't. Like, I get some of the songs. What I mean by is I get some of them is they turn out to be songs that I enjoy on my own, and they're bangers. But I don't know what the fuck these niggas is up to. They just out here just running them up, just making bangers, and then just like, yeah, like with any good artist or any good group, you're not gonna love every song on every album, but you're gonna find 2-3 of the motherfuckers. You'll be like, yo, that's my shit. It's a good album. This off of that album, that's my shit. Like, at least that's how I've taken the experience of enjoying BTS's music. Is I don't know what the hell I'm getting into, but it is quite fun. and there's some crazy tunes. And I've actually grown as a songwriter in some ways, just to be like, well, is that a thing? Let's try it. And then I've tried it, and I'm just like, psh. The song feels more dramatic sometimes, doing some of the things I picked up from just listening to the music. Oh, is that what we're doing when we're writing a song? Okay, this is fun. I just also, I got this one as well. That is been something that when I was doing label work, or I was actually just like managing people, or like the stuff I try and tell people now, do whatever the hell you want to do musically, but whatever your like wheelhouse of a sound is, nurture that. Always be like exceedingly deadly when it's time to tap back into that source, because that's what people love you for. But if you go do all this other stuff, you must be deadly there. And if you always feed that source, meaning you always stay deadly and also give that music out to the fans while doing all the other stuff, the heartbeat of what makes your fandom work is will forever be there. But the moment you stop and you just like, oh, that's my old stuff, I can't do that no more, that's when I feel like I see people just fall apart, because it's like the thing that really keeps you going, you don't even do no more. It's like, it's very sad. I hate it when I see artists do that. That's probably when I say they fall off, is when they stop doing that. Like, oh, you can't feed the source no more. Yeah, you for sure fell off. I don't give a fuck what you doing new. Like, I still need the old and the new.
They never completely left behind their old sounds. They don't abandon their music. They expand it. Like I said, I think Black Swan is similar but not the same as Blood, Sweat and Tears, then I beg you to go out and practice some critical thinking. Of course, these songs are not going to be exactly the same. That is just disingenuous and lazy. BTS are Tears, then I beg you to go out and practice some critical thinking. Of course, these songs are not going to be exactly the same. That is just disingenuous and lazy. BTS will give you the same vibe or even the same sound in some new projects, but these songs will not be identical. So here are some examples of how some new BTS songs remind me of old ones. The fun and upbeat hip-hop based Dope from 2015 had a cool choreography, fast-paced raps, and a melodic chorus about hard work. So did Mic Drop in 2017 and Run BTS in 2022.
See, you know what? I'm glad she's doing this to prove a point. I don't hate all noise. Run. I don't mind that one. That I could actually possibly listen to that one. But Mic Drop,
you can relive the romantic old school trilogy songs.
oh, that's gonna be a reaction when I finally get there. Because Jesus,
SDL from
oh Lord, that was not a fun experience a moment ago.
You can find fast-paced raps over the sound of traditional Korean instruments in Den from 2018, Dechuta from 2020, and Hagan from 2023.
Yeah. Oh.
Yo, Shorty is tapped. Shorty is tapped. The detailed listening to be able to be like, you niggas don't know shit. It's so good. This is such a perfect example. I would have never. Fuck. That's a great example. I can feel that. I can feel that. Yeah. Yeah, this the stage performance with the hand. Tune. I I I just heard that. That was a banger though. That's a good one. Hey, niggas going off that one. Yeah, that section was crazy.
Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The playfulness and sweetness of the sound in Closer Than This remind me of the sound in Fly to My Room. August D's Polar Night from
I like that. That's just hard.
진짜 뭐였지?
I wanna be rocked. I want it on mine. I wanna be rich. Exclusive.
I don't know what it is right now, but my hip hop soul is just like, why are they making me have to do this and listen to more hip hop? I want to listen to hip hop, but not like DJ Premier back in the day hip hop. I don't know. You know what? I'm making the I'm logical fallacy. I'm doing exactly what she's saying. There's a beginning and an end, like there isn't. I don't know what it is. I just hear those sounds and I'm just like, don't make me. Good song.
So, no more I miss BTS's old sound. I'm tired of that false narrative and it seems like BTS is too. One more thing I want to say. In order to make this video and make this list of songs, I had to change my perception for a minute. I had to analyze the exact ways in which BTS changed. And I had to say that their songs are too similar to each other and others cannot get enough of this sound. In 2018, the band explained why they decided to stop making music. While some members wanted to continue with the band's sound and even composed songs that will never see the light of day, others wanted to find new sounds and new artistic directions. This is a kind of positive example. The band members are still friends and agreed to tour, but ultimately they decided to stop change. They decided to keep their musical catalog short and stuck in one sound. I'm not saying this is bad. Like I said, this is kind of a positive example because most bands break up. But BTS never run away from change. BTS are risk takers and they will shamelessly expand their sound. Once you accept this, listening to BTS's music can be the most fun experience. Sometimes they will recall and evolve the sound you fell in love with, and other times they will lead you through a new unknown adventure.
I love how she said, if you can accept this. Sometimes I hear her say something and I'm just like, it's got so much sass, but it's coming from like the sweetest voice. I'm just like, who is this young lady? But this person, because I don't know what Shorty's pronouns are, so we gonna keep it to the person. But I also feel like she was kind of wrapped up my point, or at least what I feel I used to say, and I feel like I said this recently in the video, that I used to put it on hip hop or just like rap, that the lack of the allowance for growth and maturity is something that just they don't allow for. So it really is hard to go from your first album to your second album, yada yada yada. You just get kind of pigeonholed. But I feel like that's with music in general. Like, we find people where we find them, and we love them for those things. And after that, if we don't do what she's saying and keep an open mind and allow an artist to have growth and maturity in their like career, they're just gonna like be somebody you don't really rock with. And I've kind of had that exact situation where I found Mac Miller when he was still in high school, and then he turned into Blue Slide Park, and I was just like, I don't like this. Who's this? And then come find out, Mac Miller's out here producing some of my favorite beats for some of my favorite rappers at the time. I didn't even know they were friends. I was like, what the hell is this? So I got shaken back into existence. But if I had kept listening to music with that type of mind state, I miss out on watching an artist grow into something that is a rarity in the industry, but also you miss out on a lot of really good music. And that's probably the saddest part to me, is missing out on good music. Like, I'm such a I love music kind of person that if I was to miss out on good songs, and I know I'm missing out on good songs, that yeah, that's like sad. That's probably like the saddest thing in life to me. It's like I can't hear all the beautiful songs that I could hear, because even if I could, there's so many that I'm not gonna be able to hear them. So yeah, that's it. Also, I'd like to just note that if it seems like I'm struggling to talk, or my voice sounds messed up, so I don't know what the hell's going on with my throat, but I'm just it is killing me. So I was struggling to say any of this. So yeah, I'm sorry. Thank you for joining me. Please do hit that like, subscribe. Patreon's in the description. I'll see you on the next one. And thank you very much. Go watch this without me talking on it. Go to Boris' thing. You know how I do every time. I'm sorry, I almost forgot. This is her thing. She did all the good work and everything. She deserves all the credit and accolades. So go over there. Tell her thank you. Go watch her video. Go boost her thing. Flood her stock. That's it. All right. Peace.